The whispers echoed through the grand halls of Whitmore Estates. Emily Whitmore, the enigmatic CEO known for her icy demeanor and impenetrable heart, was rumored to have let someone in, someone who'd managed to thaw the frozen depths of her soul. Curiosity buzzed like a hive of bees around the manor. Who was this mysterious individual? What had captured the elusive Emily Whitmore's heart? Today, we'll delve into the intriguing tale of how Emily Whitmore's world was turned upside down when she encountered a young woman named Rebecca, whose presence resonated with Emily on a level she had never experienced before. Join us as we explore the captivating narrative of their love story. Emily Whitmore was the kind of woman who commanded attention without saying a word. As the CEO of Whitmore Estates, her elegance and authority were matched only by the sprawling mansion she lived in, with its towering ceilings, antique furnishings, and acres of manicured gardens. Whitmore Estates was a testament to Emily's success and a fortress to her solitude. People marveled at the grand residence, but few knew that behind its stately facade, it echoed with emptiness. Emily had built her empire brick by brick, her determination hardening her heart against the vulnerabilities of love and connection. Then, Rebecca arrived. Hired only 2 weeks ago as the new live-in maid, she was a breath of fresh air in the stuffy mansion. Unlike the parade of nannies who had come and gone, Rebecca was quiet, polite, and respectful. She moved with a grace that belied her station, her soft laughter echoing warmly in the cavernous halls. Whenever Emily entered a room, Rebecca's eyes, the color of melted chocolate, lowered respectfully, showcasing a back, a tattoo of intricate Celtic designs. Rebecca's tattoos were a silent testament to her journey, each line telling a story of resilience and strength. Yet amidst the stories they told, Emily saw a reflection of herself, a kindred spirit who, like her, wore her past as armor and her vulnerability as a shield. This realization sparked a flicker of intrigue within Emily, a curiosity that went beyond the confines of their employer-employee dynamic. Emily found herself inexplicably drawn to Rebecca's quiet strength, eager to peel back the layers and uncover the tailies etched on Rebecca's skin. Yet, despite the pull she felt, Emily battled her own internal struggles. Her instinct was to keep Rebecca at arm's length, just as she had done with everyone else. But this time, the icy fortress around Emily's heart trembled. Emily would often find excuses to be in the same room as Rebecca, offering a cup of tea or asking about the day's errands. Anything to hear Rebecca's gentle voice. She'd listened as Rebecca spoke about her dreams of opening a small bookstore, her eyes shining with passion, and Emily couldn't help but be captivated by the younger woman's enthusiasm. Their interactions were subtle, respectful, yet loaded with an unspoken energy that crackled between them. Emily found herself leaning towards those moments, relishing the feeling that Rebecca brought into her life, a feeling she couldn't quite name but desperately wanted to hold on to. One rainy afternoon, Emily returned home early from the office. She walked into the kitchen to find Rebecca standing by the window, humming softly as she dried the last of the silverware. Her hair fell in loose strands around her face, and the fading light from the storm outside gave her an almost ethereal glow. "You have a beautiful voice," Emily said before she could stop herself. Rebecca turned, startled, then smiled faintly. "Thank you, Ms. Whitmore." "Emily," she corrected, stepping closer. "When we're alone, you can call me Emily." Rebecca nodded, her cheeks warming. There was a pause long enough for both women to feel the air thicken between them. Then Emily stepped closer, close enough to catch the faint scent of lavender from Rebecca's hair. You've made this house feel alive again, Emily admitted quietly. Rebecca's eyes met hers for the first time, searching. Maybe it's because you've let someone in. The words lingered, soft but full of meaning. Emily felt her chest tighten, an unspoken desire pulling her forward. She wanted to touch her, but she hesitated. She was Rebecca's employer, and the lines between them were drawn in invisible ink so easily smudged, so easily crossed. Days passed, and the tension grew. Emily found herself lingering in the evenings, joining Rebecca for tea instead of retreating to her office. She'd watch the younger woman laugh, her eyes bright, her hands moving gracefully as she spoke about her dreams. One evening, Emily came home late to find Rebecca still awake, curled up on the couch with a book. The lights were dim, and the sound of rain against the windows filled the silence. "You waited up for me?" Emily asked softly. Rebecca closed the book and nodded. "I wanted to make sure you got home safely." Emily's heart softened. "You care too much." "Maybe I just care enough," Rebecca replied, her voice barely above a whisper. Something in Emily broke. Then the distance she had kept between them felt impossible to maintain. She stepped forward, kneeling beside the couch, her eyes locked on Rebecca's. "Rebecca," she began, but the words dissolved into the sound of their breathing. Rebecca's hand trembled as she reached out, brushing her fingertips against Emily's cheek. "I don't know if we should." "Then don't think," Emily whispered. The kiss happened slowly, as if both women were afraid it might vanish if they moved too quickly. Emily's lips were soft but deliberate, and Rebecca melted into her hands sliding gently around Emily's neck. It was tender, full of the kind of longing that had been building since the day they met. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathless. "Emily," Rebecca murmured, her eyes glistening. "You can tell me to stop," Emily said, her voice trembling. "I don't want you to stop," Rebecca replied without hesitation. From that moment, the walls that had separated them came down. They moved through the days with stolen glances, lingering touches, and quiet moments that spoke louder than words. At night, they'd meet in the kitchen for tea, only to end up standing too close, brushing hands until one of them gave in to another soft kiss. It wasn't just desire, it was comfort, trust, and a shared understanding that they had found something rare. One evening, Emily invited Rebecca to join her in the garden after dinner. The moon was high, casting silver light over the roses. Emily took Rebecca's hand, her thumb brushing over delicate fingers. "I don't know what tomorrow will bring," Emily said, her voice steady, "but I know I want you in it." Rebecca smiled, her heart racing. "Then you already know what I want to." Under the moonlight, they kissed again, longer this time, with the certainty that whatever lines they had crossed were worth it. And in that quiet garden, surrounded by the scent of roses and the glow of the night sky, Emily and Rebecca knew they had stepped into a love neither of them had expected, but both had been waiting for. As the weeks turned into months, their love deepened, finding solace in stolen moments amidst the grandeur of Whitmore Estates. Emily and Rebecca found joy in the simple things: a shared book at the window, a walk in the rain, or quiet evenings by the fireplace. Rebecca's presence filled the void in Emily's life, bringing laughter and warmth to the cold halls of Whitmore House. However, their idyllic bubble was not immune to the prying eyes of the outside world. Rumors swirled around their unusual relationship, carried by the wind through the trees surrounding Whitmore Estates. Emily and Rebecca, cocooned off from the rest of the world, remained blissfully unaware. One day, a letter arrived addressed to Emily Whitmore, its contents shaking the very foundations of their haven. In the quiet solitude of her room, Emily read the words that threatened to shatter their world. The letter was from an ex-employee of Whitmore Estates, someone Emily had dismissed due to his persistent and inappropriate advances towards Rebecca. Now, he was blackmailing her, using his knowledge of her relationship with Rebecca to extort money. Emily's heart pounded against her ribs as she considered her options. She could fight it, bury the scandal in a labyrinth of lawsuits, or she could go public, embracing her love for Rebecca and facing the storm head-on. Meanwhile, Rebecca was in her room, oblivious to the turmoil unfolding around her. She sat by the window, sunlight painting warm stripes across her face as she sorted through old photo albums. Each picture held a memory, a story from her past that she had carefully tucked away. As she turned the brittle pages, her thoughts drifted to Emily, wondering what her evening would be like. Little did she know that their lives were about to change in ways they could never have imagined. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Emily found Rebecca in the garden. The scent of blooming jasmine hung heavy in the air, and the setting sun painted the sky in hues of orange and purple. Taking a deep breath, Emily began to speak, the words catching in her throat. "Rebecca, I need to tell you something." But before she could utter another word, a black car pulled up outside the house, shattering the tranquility of the moment. Two men emerged, their faces grim, and approached Emily and Rebecca. "Mrs. Whitmore," one of them said, his voice laced with urgency, "we need to talk." Emily felt a chill run down her spine. She knew that whatever these men had come to say would change everything. Now, dear viewer, it's time for you to make your voice heard. Will Emily decide to fight the looming scandal or embrace the love she shares with Rebecca? How will Rebecca react when she learns of the blackmail and the danger it poses to her relationship with Emily? Share your thoughts in the comments. We're eager to hear your predictions. Don't forget to show your support by liking this video and subscribing for more captivating narratives. Together, let's shape the next chapter of Emily and Rebecca's story.